Database concepts. Mukesh works in the marketing department of a company. He joined the company on 1st Feb 2020. His employee ID is 567 and his contact number is 12345678. The information can be stored in the table as shown below. In this table, Mukesh is an item. Item is about which information is stored in the database. Now we gather the information in respect of other employees and store it in the above table. We may get a complete table. In the table below, all of the information about each employee is stored in a row or record.
Here in this table, you can see that there are many employees in respect of whom the information has been stored, and each employee is called an item, and this complete is called a table. This table consists of 5 columns: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the same way, the first there are 5 rows where the data has been entered. This is the table where there are rows and columns. The top row, this is the top row where employee ID, employee name, and joining date are mentioned. This top row is reserved for what? For what? These are reserved for field names. All these are field names. There are 5 fields. One, this employee ID, employee name. These are field names. So in a table, the top row is always reserved for field names. Next.
In this table, each row represents a set of related data. Record is all of the data or information about one person or one entity or one thing. Each row or record in the table has the same structure. In database terminology, each row is called a record. Record of a table is also known as tuple. Here, each record has 5 fields. Record is the related information which is separated by columns or fields.
In this table, you can see that there are 5 records or 5 rows. These are the rows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 5 rows. Okay. All these rows are also known as tuples or records. In case of a table, the information is separated by each other by columns. These are the rows, and the information is divided by columns. These are the columns. This is one record: 567 Mukesh. This is the employee name. This is the joining. This is the one record which we have shown here. This is the first line. In the same way, 432 Shelly. This is will become the complete line. Complete row will become the second record. In this table, as already told, we have shown only five rows, and there are also 5 fields. Next.
A field is one piece of data or information about a person or thing. Each question that we ask about our item is a field. Each piece of information in a record is called a field. A field corresponds to a column in the table. A field is also called an attribute. A field contains all the same type of data.
Here in this table, you can see that in this table there are 5 fields, as already has been clarified in this picture. These are the 5 fields. Fields are also known as columns, or these are also known as attributes. If we come to a particular field, here employee name, all these fields are showing only the names of the persons who have been employed by the company. If we come to this third field, joining date, then this field only shows the joining dates and not the any other information such as name or id. In the case of contact number, this field only contact numbers are mentioned. So we may be asked that what type of information is there, whether there is dissimilar information in a particular field. We will say no, similar type of information is provided by any one particular field.
A value is the actual text or numerical amount or data that you put in while adding information to your database. For example, the content in each of the cells shown below is a value. When we fill all the cells with the information, it forms a collection of records.
In case of first row, we have added 5, 6, 7 in case of employee ID. So this is the value. In case of suppose, in case of the other second row, we have mentioned the name as Shelly. This is also a value. In case of third row, we have added joining date. This is also a value. All the figures which we put in a particular column or a particular here in any particular column, a particular cell, information which we put or enter in a particular cell is known as value.
Key features of a database. There are some key features of a database. Number one, a database can have one or many tables. An address book is a very simple example. Usually in real life, the databases are complex and they consist of more than one tables. The database of a big company would have many tables. Table of products details, table of customers details, table of suppliers details, table of orders details, table of employee details, and many others. Next, second, each table in the database has information about one particular item. The complete database of the company acts like a container of information. Customer table provides information about the customers of the company. The information in respect of employees is available in the employee table. Supplier table provides information in respect of suppliers of the company. Next, third, another important feature of every table in the database is uniqueness of the record. When we put in information, we may have people with the same name. Consider the following example. Now, it is difficult for us to find whether there are two students with the name Rajesh or there is some error in feeding information. So let us understand how can we differentiate between the duplicate records and make each record unique. Duplication of records can be avoided by using some number or value that uniquely identifies a record. If such a unique value does not exist in any field, the database designer has to create a special additional field in a table where unique value can be assigned for each new entry. Such a field is called a key field. It ensures that all the records, including having identical names or other values, are unique. In other words, each table in the database must have a key field which ensures that all the records are unique throughout the database. Now see the difference between table 1 and table 2. In case of table 1, we were not able to understand whether there are two students having the same name, that is Rajesh, or there is some clerical error in feeding data. So to avoid duplication of records and to make each record unique, we have added one additional field, registration number, in case of table 2. Now the position is clear that there are two different students with the same name as registration number is different in both the cases. Working of a database. A database is an organized collection of related data, mostly stored electronically in a computer system. It does not keep the separate copies of a particular data file. Still, a number of users can access the same data at the same time. As shown in the diagram, DBMS works as an interface between the user and the centralized database. Firstly, a request or query is forwarded to DBMS, which works on the received query with the available data. That is, a searching process is started on the centralized database, and if the result is obtained, it is forwarded to the user. If the output does not completely fulfill the requirements of the user, then a rollback against search is done and again search process is performed until the desired output is obtained. Recap. Data means raw facts gathered about someone or something. When the data is processed and transformed in such a way that it becomes useful to the users, it is known as information. A database is an organized collection of related data, mostly stored electronically in a computer system. Relational database stores data in multiple tables which are linked together. Database management system is specialized software that helps the user to interact with the database. Components of DBMS are software, hardware, data, user procedures, and database access language. RDBMS is the most popular database management system in which data is organized in the form of interlinked tables. The relationship between any two tables is created by the use of foreign key. A primary key cannot allow null values. A primary key can be used in more than one table as a foreign key. The end users of the database do not have direct access to the database. They can only see and act according to what the database administrator permits them. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.